We're in Ahavat in Panama. So what do you want to learn about? What should we learn about?
We're learning a lot of
Elu Metziot. Okay, yeah, very good.
How are you, Rabbi?
Shalom Aleichem.
My name is Morris.
Morris? Daniel. Nice to see you. Okay, guys, it's very interesting. So what's your name? Yitzchak says that you're learning Elu Metziot. Actually, Elu Metziot is very connected to this week's Parashat Mishpatim. What's interesting is when a boy starts learning Gemara, the first Masechet he usually learns is Elu Metziot. Why? He should learn Brachot. He should start with the beginning of the Shas. He should learn to say Kriyat Shema. He should learn Emunah. Why do we learn about if you find a lost object, who does it belong to? This week, every single year, Mishpatim is the Hilula, the yard site of Rabbi Yisrael Salanter. You ever hear of Rabbi Yisrael Salanter? Rabbi Yisrael Salanter was the founder of the Musar movement. What's Musar movement? In the world, in the mind of Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, his goal was to make all the mitzvot in the Torah equal. Meaning, there's some mitzvot that people treat very seriously. For example, Yom Kippur, or eating kosher. But maybe when it comes to stealing or cheating, especially, people rationalize. Rabbi Yisrael Salanter said the same Torah that said don't eat on Yom Kippur also said don't take a penny that doesn't belong to you. So the Baalei Musar say that Rabbi Yisrael Salanter's yard site is always the week of Parashat Mishpatim, because Mishpatim talks about monetary law. And Rabbi Yisrael Salanter elevated the status of monetary law that it should be equal to other mitzvot in the Torah. Actually, it's very interesting. Erev Yom Kippur, different tzaddikim would do different things. You can imagine how tzaddikim would prepare for Yom Kippur. So some tzaddikim, they would go to the mikvah and they would dunk in the mikvah 10 times, 100 times, like with big kavanot. What did Rabbi Yisrael Salanter do Erev Yom Kippur? He would go around to every shul. He would go home. He would go to the toolbox. He would take a hammer. He would put the hammer in his jacket. He would hide it under his jacket. He would go into every Beit HaKnesset and he would look at the chairs. And if there was a nail sticking out of the chair, he would bang in the nail. And then he would go upstairs to the ladies section. And if there was a nail sticking out of the wall or the chair, he would bang in the nail. And he would go to every single Beit HaKnesset in the city and bang in the nails. And they said, you don't have anything better to do on Erev Yom Kippur than bang in nails? Rabbi Yisrael Salanter says this is the biggest mitzvah that you could do. Because the owner of the shul, if one nail tears somebody's pants or somebody's dress, he's a ganav, he's a robber. He stole money from him. So the biggest mitzvah you could do is not take money from somebody else. If you have money in your pocket that doesn't belong to you, the biggest mitzvah in the Torah is make sure you don't have money that doesn't belong to you. That's what Rabbi Yisrael Salanter would do at Erev Yom Kippur. I'm going to just share one very powerful idea. Who is the greatest Navi in the history of the Jewish people? Moshe Rabbeinu. All the other prophets, they prophesied with the word ko. You know what ko means? Ko means they didn't see exactly what Hashem said. It was basically what Hashem said. It was a little bit fuzzy, hazy. But Moshe Rabbeinu, aspaklaria she'ina meira. All the other Nevi'im sub aspaklaria she'ina meira. Very good, because his sister's getting married tomorrow, so he knows, right? But Moshe Rabbeinu prophesied aspaklaria ha'meira, pure, a very clear vision. What was the first vision Moshe Rabbeinu had? The first time God spoke to him was by the sneh, the burning bush. Yeah? That means until that moment in time, God never spoke to anybody in history ba'aspaklari hamira with a clear vision. Until then, it was very unclear reception. You ever go? Like sometimes you go to the hotel in Panama, you have no reception on your phone. It's like you try to make a phone call to New York, you can't get through. It's aspaklaria she'ena meira, she'ena meira, she'ena meira. Anyway, so that means when God speaks to Moshe at the burning bush, it was the clearest nevuah in the history of the world. So I always wondered, what did Moshe Rabbeinu do right before that he was zocheh to this clear vision? He must have done something very holy. You know what he did? The Torah says Moshe was a shepherd, and he took his sheep into the desert. Says Rashi, why did he take his sheep into the desert? Lehitrachek min hagezel, not to steal the grass of somebody else. Oh, God says, whoa, a big tzaddik, he doesn't steal money. That's the great act of Moshe Rabbeinu that God spoke to him. You know, we have to always remember, when you want to become holy, you want to be a big tzaddik, and people say, what should I do? Should I go to mikvah? Should I fast? You know what you should do? You should not steal other people's money. That's the holiest thing you could do. Dinei mamanot. Harotza liot chasid yilamed nezikin. Therefore, the first thing that we teach a kid, elu mitziot shalo. This belongs to you, and this belongs to your friend. You know, Rabbi Salanter once saw a group of tzaddikim. They started to learn Shas. They started to learn brachot. They started to learn Shabbat. Rabbi Salanter said, you're doing the wrong thing. Why? Brachot is mostly D'Rabbanan. Shabbat, mostly D'Rabbanan. They said, what should we learn? You should learn Baba Metzia, Elu Metziot. It's all D'Oraita. What you own and what you don't own is Minat Torah. So the first step in Aliyah is Dinei Mamanot. So you're doing a very good thing, and I appreciate a few minutes to share with you Divrei Torah. And by the way, you're invited, come join us in the Waldorf Astoria. Isaac's going to take you. We have Yarchei Kala. We're going to learn the sugya of warfare, halachot of going to war, the ethics of war, and then especially Tuesday night, Isaac is hosting a shiur for the whole community. And anyone who comes is going to get a new sefer on Purim. Le'iloi nishmat. Luna Batsara. Thank you very much. Laila Tov.